Good morning, everybody. This is Michael DeGioia with the Affinity Legends of Wall Street Trading Room. Big welcome to everyone. Another fun-filled day. I have not gone home with stock in a long time. I did go home with a little bit of FCAU for the last 2 days. And it is now all up. Woohoo! This is it. So we got a nice gap up on the Qs. Okay, guys, usually, okay, when we're gapping up into resistance, okay, the market will fade and make like a check mark. Okay, now I do not know if the market is depressed or not. Okay, so if we gap up on a green bar into resistance, if we spike above, if there's residual buying, we'll spike and reject. Okay, the alternative is now that we're gapping up, I'm going to change my color. Today's color is red. So let's go to our slide, our whiteboard here. Okay, and so now today we are gapping up. Okay, so we're gapping up here. So what I would think would happen is we fade because it's a big gap. By the way, guys, what color was the prior bar? Prior bar was green. Gapping up to resistance after the prior bar being green is what kind of a gap? Okay, that's a novice gap up. Novice gap ups have a tendency to fade. What's up? Oh, good morning. Novice gaps up have a tendency to fade. Okay, so we have a novice gap up into resistance. We have a tendency to fade. Now, guys, that doesn't mean that we can't get a check mark. Because my screen, I'm running out of space here. Okay, doesn't mean that we can't get a check mark up. All right, so guys, we've gotten a gap up. I would expect us to watch the 5-minute high, 5-minute low. Okay, I'd watch the 5-minute low break. That would trigger the fade, or a 3-minute low break. Okay, and then we'll watch after it dips, if it fades and fills, or if it fades 50%. Okay, those are two areas that you might get an upturn. What it does when it gets to here is my guess is as good as yours. Okay? Now, a couple of other stocks. We had Costco at earnings last night. Going to watch Costco. The chart on Costco is good, so I'll keep an eye on that one. Other stocks that we should keep an eye on are obviously the biotechs. The one that I liked yesterday was MU, which is triggering on the daily off of a double bottom. Okay, MU triggering off of a daily on the double bottom. FCAU is in a great place in a bull flag. Okay, it's in the absolute screaming buy area with increased volume on a bull flag. Okay, so let's keep an eye on FCAU. Facebook, guys, after 3 catastrophic down days, is doing a bull gap surprise. Okay, so let's keep an eye on Facebook as well, because it's at the rising 100 period moving average. The other one was CUDA, right? Barracuda Software. That was an earnings play. That one is a gap and go down. Okay, CUDA is a gap and go down. CUDA gap and go down. Okay? Alrighty, folks. Get ready for trading. Starts in 4 minutes. Okay? Michael Parness will be logging in shortly. I'm sure he'll have some calls as well. My call was to watch for a 3-minute or 5-minute low break, and that would trigger a fade, which would be a check mark. It means it fades or fills, 50% fill, and then 50% fill would be the fade, and then fill would be where you'd expect either a reversal at either 50% or at the fill. If it breaks the 3-minute high, then you got to see if it rejects.
I kind of expect this to fade and then to rally.
That's a check mark. Barracuda is very, very down. Very, very down. It had earnings and they missed, or regardless of what they did, they're getting killed. It's breaking like all-time support on Barracuda. Can't hear you.
Check. I'm looking at Apple for a potential fade. It was very weak yesterday. Doesn't necessarily mean it'll be weak today, but I am also looking for us to potentially fade the gap initially and then get a stronger rally. Europe was up 2%, over 2%. The Nikkei was up almost 3%. So it's very possible we get a little fade and then we find support and we make new highs. And if we do, if that setup happens, I think the breakout higher is viable. On the let's see, on the SPY, I'd look at SPY. I would look at 190.50 if we do fade, and then we can bust through that level. I think that we could potentially run to 191.50. Of course, there's always the possibility that we could just fade and keep going down, since this market is not exactly been strong, and gap ups have been working like a charm to just short every single one. I'm a little bit tenuous about that today, only because of what the rest of the world markets have done. It's the last day of the quarter, and we certainly, you don't go straight down. What's up? Fade on Apple working. See if it continues, how far down we can go. Like I said, I wouldn't get greedy. My model is we pull back and then we rip higher. So we'll see how far we pull back, if at all. Right now we're not really pulling back much at all. Nasdaq's up 60. Come on, market. Die. Netflix fell off its chair.
Guys, I'm selling the Alcoa, small Alcoa position and the FCAU position. Only half of the FCAU. So I am going to keep 500 shares for right now.
Apple fade working nicely.
Qs are still rising.
Oh, they are.
You're right at the point where we would hit resistance on the Qs. This is the high from yesterday on the Qs. If we break the high from yesterday, watch for the first pullback to buy. You want it to actually rally, break through, start to go down, and then reject and go higher. I think you're going to get a lot of residual buying. In bear markets, rallies tend to be very steep. Or bearish markets. This is right at a daily trigger point. Let me take a look at CUDA, CUDA. Barracuda. Just watching it. It's just about 5 minutes into the day. I'm waiting, Erwin. Right now I'm just waiting. There's just been a straight up move into resistance. It's actually past the high. So if there's any dip, we got to see, wait for a reversal bar on the dip and then buy. A lot of times you'll make a straight up residual buying into resistance and then you'll get a steep pullback. And then if it puts in a higher low, then I would buy it. Or if it breaks out and makes a new high, you could buy it as well. But if you do that, you're buying high with a tight stop. Just like what it just did. It broke out. If you buy it here, you got to buy it with a tight stop. I would abstain and just wait. CUDA, guys. 5 minute low break on CUDA. I got a 5 minute. There's the 5 minute low break, guys. See that? It's not broken yet, but it's close to it.
Looks like it wants 15.
It's already at 1565. $15.58. CUDA Buddha. It's got a little bounce going on right now, but if it breaks 60, this is support. This would be the area that you would cover part of the position in case it doesn't break down. The stop has to be above the 5 minute, above the high of the day. So if you shorted at that point, you'd be covering at the double bottom, which is support. Hopefully it breaks down above, below the low of the day. The stock is very weak. The market is strong, and this is showing real relative weakness.
The market's going to pull back. This is a good time, as good a time as any.
The market guys have pierced through resistance. They've sucked in new buyers, and this would be the area where you start to get some kind of a sell-off. Guys, if you haven't gotten rid of your FCAU, dump it. I don't think there's any reason to hold it. If the market starts to fade, you could always buy it back. Nice job, Mike. Then go fill out your paperwork and send in your new account agreement. I think you're sending it by courier pigeon. Now you got the whole day to get that done.
CUDA just collapsed.
That's a nice gap play on CUDA. Gap and go down. Cover as she goes, guys, on CUDA. Because remember, these things do have a tendency to reverse quickly. So cover little bits on the way down. Put out your limit orders to cover. Guys, look at the UVXY. UVXY.
Nasdaq's pulling back.
Guys, look at UVXY possibly breaking a new high on the day. Once the UVXY goes green on the day, it's safe to possibly get into some shorts. Look at the VXX if you're not so inclined to take crap. CUDA, guys, rolling, baby. CUDA. This is why we trade gaps, guys. The Barracuda. Cover as she goes.
Wow, it just popped up.
That's why you gotta cover as they go.
Watch 15. To me, this looks like it wants $15 today.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That's not how you trade them. You gotta put out orders to get filled because they're thin. If you don't cover as they go, you get stuck in these things because they'll reverse fast. Put out an order to cover at the low. Put out another order to cover 10 cents lower. Put out another order to cover out 10 cents lower. That's what cover as she goes means. Oh, Ludo. AA is fading. Ludo needs AA. Guys, Ludo. 5-minute low fade on Ludo. Oh, no, AA. That's Ludo's mention. UVXY, guys, ramping up. UVXY. Where is Streetman today? Missing in all the action. Okay, guys. That's why this is exactly what we said would happen, which is residual buying and then starting to fade. That's why you don't jump into anything. Okay, guys, let's see if there's any bounce here, because what will happen is if we break the 5-minute low, then the market will fade. Nat, nice trade on CUDA, good management. Okay. No, I'm still a little leery on the Qs, Erwin. I want to see that it does. If it makes a high, then failure to make a new high, it will fade more. Guys, MU is making higher highs and higher lows. MU, guys, nice trending play. MU, I think, is a buy. Okay, guys, MU, I regret not holding this one. MU is moving higher. Already, MU is a nice winner. If you're in it, you're hopefully riskless. CUDA, if you managed it right, was a nice trade. MU. MU long day trade. MU at the high of the day, guys. Okay, guys, this looks like a long topping wick on the Qs on the 5-minute. Okay, UVXY perking up, but I'm not ready to say that this is going to be a bearish action yet. UVXY. Okay, UVXY has made a straight up bar. Okay, let's see what happens. This is the decision point.
Netflix is breaking out to the upside.
Apple looks like it's going to try, but it's not there yet.
Apple needs to break 111.
Facebook is near the high of the day as well. So guys, the indicator stocks, if they break out, most likely that's going to give us the direction of the Qs.
What was yesterday's highs on the Qs? Like 101.36 or something?
It's already past them. The high yesterday was 101.26. 101.26. Yeah.
Qs are trying.
Guys, watch Costco. Remember they had earnings today, yesterday. COST. It's a little bit of a high price stock. So far it hasn't done a whole lot, but it might start to make a move at some point.
Apple is weighing on the market. Can't break out.
Guys, Apple actually just reversed off of a new high. Netflix has a reversal bar. Facebook has a reversal bar. Qs, guys, failed to make a higher high, should make a lower low. CUDA is going to be a long soon. If CUDA breaks out above its high of the day, which then it would trigger a long as a climactic buy setup. That would be the line right there. It would be at 1676, 1678, 1676 would be a trigger. 1681 would be a trigger long. Otherwise, you could still short it. You're near resistance. Target would be around the low of the day. If it breaks the low of the day, it goes to 15. Okay, guys, there goes CUDA triggering down for a possible short back to the low of the day. COP. ConocoPhillips. Some of the oils have perked up. Don't particularly like ConocoPhillips as it's hitting into daily declining moving averages. Okay, guys, CUDA has turned into a nice sell setup. Okay, if anybody is short this, then they could look to cover at the low or near the lows. If it starts to go back up, you got to get out because this is now, it would be then becoming a higher low. Yeah, I think CUDA is done. It's got maybe a little bit more downside to it, but if it puts in a trigger above that green bar, then it would be done. Yahoo, let's see Yahoo. VXY, man, beautiful move up in a fade, the VXX. Made a nice fade. Okay, guys, the market is bouncing a little bit here, but it could be a 1, 2, 3 continuation down on the 5-minute chart. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry, I thought I was projecting the whole time. Oh, thank you, Kenny, for the cop takeout room. I did not realize that was the reason for that trade, because otherwise, technically, I'd be concerned.
Apple's trying to break out here. I'm not short anymore, Apple, by the way, so looks like we're stuck in a range for now.
You know. Good morning, everyone. You want to hear a great story about trading and not caring about losing money? It's so easy when you don't care about losing money. That my 9-year-old daughter, when she came home from school, was around 3:10, 3:15, and my screen was all red. She's like, "Oh man, crashing again, Dad?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Shouldn't you buy everything right now because tomorrow's gonna gap up huge and you're gonna be pissed off that you didn't buy anything?" And I said, "Shut the hell up." And once again, I mean, if you don't care about money, and it's insanity. I mean, it really is. I mean, every stock I woke up today was 3 points higher from where I was, trading them at 2:30 yesterday. So I don't normally trade on a day like this, except, I'm looking for shorts. So the only thing I looked at was WDC so far. Western Digital has gapped up a little bit more than most stocks, so I was looking to play a fade. That's it. And yeah, so I'm just sitting around waiting for something to fade away. Fade away into the night. What song is that? All right, I'll be back in a little while after I call my daughter at school and tell her that I'm taking her out of school.
Market broke support. Broke the range, 101 on the Qs. See if it holds below it.
Guys, so far the market has started, it's basically back to the open, slightly above the open. It's in its first 5-minute bar range. For me, this is a sit on hands. I sit on my hands and wait. If we get a bounce, okay, there is a trigger on the 5-minute right there. But you got to put your stop below the 5-minute low. Is anybody else having an echo? Or is it just solid?
Market's bouncing.
It's Craig Parness is in the same office with me.
Apple broke out to the upside. Market still needs to break that on the Qs. The NQs needs to break 41.52. That's the high of the day. Oil's rallying. All right, watch 101.50 on the QQQ. That would be my target to the upside if we're going to go higher, or at least the first target. I think the NQs have a chance to see 4,200 today if we do break out, which is about 53 points away. I'm long the NQ. Trying. It's trying. Come on, Mr. Market. You know you want to buy. You know you don't want to cry anymore. Oh, 101.50. Here it is. We just broke out. Hit new highs. We'll see if it can hold. That's the key. Can it hold? I sold one of my NQs of the 4 I had. A little profit. Little profit never hurt anybody. Facebook might soon be allowed in the China market, according to Want China Times. I subscribe to Want China Times. Read it every morning while I'm on the toilet. Just saying. It's a wonderful publication. My favorite, actually, after the New York Post. I read the sports section of the Post. The Post cuts to the chase on everything because it's like so stupid. Just like gives you like the roundup. It's like, it's not news, it's kind of like faux news. So we hit that 101.50, right? And now the Q's is trying to decide, do we want to bust it? Or are we going to like fall back again and then try it again later? The Apple broke out. Yeah, I covered it, but I'm still short your CUDA, unfortunately. So now it's pulling back a little bit. Pulled back between below 41.50 on the Qs. So just so you know, when I say the Qs, it's the NQs. It's the futures for the Nasdaq 100 futures. So it follows the QQQ up or down, as the case may be. So the QQQs, in order for us to confirm that move higher, need to bust 101.50. If it can bust 101.50, I think it can head to 102, which would be about 4,200. I think no, it wouldn't quite be 4,200. I apologize. It would be like 4170 on the Qs, I think, if my math is right. But if you play futures, look how the Nasdaq is just straddling 4150. It's like, all right, that's the resistance. Do we want to pop over it? We popped over it. We went to new highs. Then we rejected it, went back. So we'll see how steep the pullback is, if at all. I still think we eventually break over it. Well, we may do it right now. So we'll see if the QQQs can hold 101.50. If they can get it and hold that, like I said, I think we can go to 102 today, but we're a long way off. Apple is breaking out of its range here. Apple needs to bust 111. It's so thin, it almost doesn't matter. It's like if there's 5 shares sold or bought, it moves it 15 cents. Right. I hope so. Come on, Qs. Highs on the Qs is 41.54, thereabouts. We're at 40, we're right there right now. It's 101.50, so this is it. See if they want to bust it out here. Just broke out. New highs on the Qs. Again, it's got to hold that 101.50. If you can hold that 101.50 level, I think we have a very good chance of seeing at least 102, maybe 102.50 even, which would be about 4,200 on the Qs. On the on the Qs, which would make me very happy. Watch 111 on Apple. If Apple can break 111 and head back towards 112s, that should send the market zooming. But hasn't done it yet, obviously. Like I said, watch it 101.50. That's the key number here on the Qs. Any futures traders here? Because I'll call some future trades. I would have called the NQs earlier. I just don't know if anybody's trading futures here. Mark is. Mark Green, you are? So 101.50, lost 101.50 again. So that's the line in the sand right now. It's like, do I want to break out or do I want to pull back? Okay, once again, we're straddling the 41.50 level on the Qs. There's nothing really changing here. The market isn't ready to bust out cleanly and hold, apparently. Bitches! Man, look at that. It's just like straddling the 41.50. I haven't been straddled like the Qs in like 15 years. Betty Shue, Park Bench. Betty Sue. I'm just saying. Typically, this is actions in the futures pit on a day like today. You know, we may wait till later in the day if we're going to break out to the upside. We'll see. Let's try and here again. That hump there, 101.50 level. We'll see. It's trying right here again. 150, 151, 101.50. Boring, Mr. Market is boring. Let's go. Let's go for a little ride. Let's go to the wild side. It's time for the market to rally. We all know the market's going to new highs, 20,000 by year end. Isn't that what somebody called? He's only off by 4,000 points. Yet he's an analyst. Huh? 20,000 by year end, 4,000 points. Anybody? Well, I'll take that wager. I'm laying odds. I'm laying odds. Do you know that on the fantasy sports sites, the 90% of the money is made by 10% of the people? It's kind of like the world overall. The 10% on fantasy sports. It's algorithms. They play a box. I finished top 500 for the 1.2 million. I was like, I thought I could do it. I had 257 points this week. I was still 40 points off the highs. But I was so close. I was like, man, I'm going to win that 1.2 million. Forget trading. I'll be a professional fantasy sports player. That's what I'm talking about. Can you feel me? Can you feel me, brother? 101.60. Well, it broke out. Let's see if it can keep going. Apple, here it comes 111. That's the key. It's the key number right now. Come on, NASDAQ. Go to 4,200. Get me 60 points. It's no big deal to you. What do you care if I make a little money? Apple coming right up to that 111. That's the key. We'll see. See what happened. 111. There it goes. Hit it. Now we'll see if it wants to pull back or it wants to keep going. If it can keep going, see you the Qs. See you at 4,200. See ya. Wouldn't wanna be ya. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, a bada boom. Apple broke out. A bada bing. Or it's trying to. Market at the highs of the day. I knew that pullback was buyable. I did say it. I said it. You heard me. Kenny Glick is the greatest trader in the world. I'm like number 65,473. But once in a while, even a blind squirrel finds a nut in a snowstorm. You lied. You lied to us. You missed your numbers. You lowered your guidance. You know what? It's time for you to pay the Reaper. 4160 on the Qs. $41.60. Come on, let's go. Let's get you to 42. 4,200, baby. 40 more points. That's all I'm asking for. A small move. A small, measly move. CUDA's making lower highs. It's going to die. I can feel 15 in my blood. Or it's wishful thinking. Wow, there goes the market. Broke out. New highs again. 102 on the Qs. Coming up. See ya. Would like to be ya. Anybody in the Qs or the ES? Apple broke out 111.26. Come on, Qs. Follow your mothership home. Apple has the lifeblood of the market. People, oh my God, we're breaking out. We're going to go to my 4,200. I'm going to be right. We got 33 more points, people. There we go. Come on. Make me money. Make me the honey. If you're in the futures, you might want to take a little profits here. I'm just saying. We don't want to get crazy. Oh, look at the market. Look at Mr. Market. I wish I went heavy on the futures. I wish I had a 10 lot. 10 lot, I'd be up like 5 grand. Look at Netflix. Broke out. Wow. 102.29. Apple. 111.44. Should see 112. CUDA trying to really die here. It really wants to die. It doesn't want to live anymore is what I'm saying. You know? I know. If the market wasn't so strong, it would be at like 14 by now. It wants lows a day. It wants 15. I'm telling you. It wants 15. 63 more cents. Do it. Come on, Mr. Market. You still have some giddy up left in you? Qs. Qs are up 30 points since I mentioned them, by the way. That's a nice move.
Teva, finally right here. FEYE, Teva, negatory. I can wait all day.
We're pulling back, as I thought. 41.50. There should be some support. Problem is, it's early in the day. Nobody really wants to hold anything. Everybody is waiting for the shoe to drop and the market to go down. So people are like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to be the last one holding the bag.
Don't be.
So it's early. So we could see a decent sized dip, but I think it's viable. So I'm hoping we get a dip down to like 41.35 or something on the Qs. I don't know if we'll get that low, but that'll be good. Why doesn't CUDA just give up? Why doesn't it just realize the fight is over? It's time for you to die. I mean, who wants to own this pig? You want to own this pig? I don't want to own this pig.
Wow, it's down at $15. Jeez.
1560.
Bomb out. Bomb out. Bomb out. Bomb out. Anyway, yeah. So there you go. You got your sell-off. Guys, there's options trading today. There's a options expiration today, quarterly options. So you might get some pin action 101.50 area on the Qs. Now that we're back here. And if you guys think we're going to sell off or go higher, get some low-priced options to play that. I think we might have seen the highs of the day. I'm not going to go crazy, but NASDAQ up 100 at the highs there was enough for me to be convinced that might have been the highs of the day. Let's see,
may have.
10. What are we at? 101.
I think we get at least one more push, but I could be wrong. It happens. Look at Tesla.
Keep an eye on Bristol Myers also.
Tesla had that unveiling of their stupid car. Stock is up 50 cents. It's $5 off its highs. Went as low as 242. Wow, 10-point move off the open. Awesome. I wish I caught it. Kind of thought that might happen. I just forgot about it. You know, you ever get that, Kenny, where you're like, you have it in your mind? I was listening to CNBC on my Sirius on the way to Mike's house, and I'm like, you know, they unveiled the Tesla X. I bet it gaps up and craps out. I'm going to play it. And then I just completely forgot about it when I got here. I just completely slipped my mind.
My favorite trade.
Yeah,
Guys, FEYE is a CUDA company, so internet security getting hit up by CUDA. I was just looking at FEYE the whole time. All right, I've done my one trade. Put a stop on it, 31.08, or let it die, whichever you decide.
LinkedIn be like $1 10 years from now. Although Apple's holding that 111 level, so that's a good sign, at least so far. Ooh, Barracuda. Yeah, it's trying, but it can't break below that 1550 level yet. I hope so. I hope it sees 15. That's what I think. I think it sees 15. You never know. Q's faded 18 points off the highs. It's a decent sized pullback. It's still using that 4150 pivot there on the Qs. It's going to add. It's going to put a position back on. I want to pop down to 41.45, but just hard it out. We'll see. It's only 5 points now. No big deal. No big deal, she said. How does it feel to be buying today knowing that within the next 3 days you'll be wanting to stop out like 5% lower on the market? I don't know how that feels. You know? You're buying this market, you're like, man, we're so oversold. Dow's going to 20,000 by the year end. I might as well get in now, make 4,000 points. You know? I mean, I don't blame you. You need to make, if you want to make 4,000 points, clearly, you gotta buy now. Market's getting ready to rally any moment. Just look at your watch. It's going to break out to the upside. Qs are going to be back at 112, 125 by the end of the year. Qs, 125. I mean, we're talking the move of the century. Qs at 125, all-time highs, plus, plus, plus. So if you buy now, you have, I mean, the market can't go down, so you know that it's going to go up eventually. So you should buy it now, and then dollar cost average down when the Dow is at like 13,000, and dollar cost average, when the Dow is at like 11,000, and dollar cost average down when it's 9,000, because it's going back to 25,000 eventually. It's got to. Fed will step in. Market's not giving up yet. It's not giving up yet. I think Kenny's right. I think the market will be up over 100 by the end of the day. The NASDAQ. I know that's not what Kenny was referencing or thinking, but that's my call. Apple pulled back. It's below 111. Not a good sign. Although right now the NASDAQ's holding up. Let's see what it wants to do. Apple's pulling back below that 111. Not a good sign. Why are they still buying these energy stocks? Like, everybody loves to pick a bottom. Like FCX. Like, how many analyst notes came out about FCX, like when it was like 50, then it was 40, then it was 30, and they kept on like pumping it up. Yeah, now's the entry. It's value. Then it was 20, then it was 15, then it was 10. Maybe this is the end. I mean, I suppose at some point it has to go up. But, it could be at like $1. Groupon was the all-time best short of all time. That was like the easiest short ever. 329. My God. I think we're in puts on Extreme Income Trader. I have to get that updated. CLF was over well over $100 at one point. It's $2.56. $2.56. That's where it is. BHP will be the next one. It'll go to freaking $2.56. FCX up. Oh, it's up nice today. Wow, nice. 967. You should buy it. Not. Chesapeake, man, that thing was $1 million at one point. It was like a gazillion dollars. Jeez, you can't, you can't pick bottoms on this stuff. You just can't. Market's rallying again, trying. I mean, why can't ExxonMobil go down to 50? I'm not saying it will. But what's the rush? What's the rush to buy this stuff? What's the rush? Where's it going? It's going to get away from you? What? It's going to go up 3 points? It's not going to be 80 anytime this year again. No way. No way. So what's the big deal? It'll be on our January effect list. That's what it'll be. That's when you buy it. That's when you buy the oil stocks. You don't buy oil stocks here. Why you buy it here? What's the point? What's your upside? Where's it going? ExxonMobil has sick resistance at 75. Maybe you'll get to 77. Maybe on a big market rebound. It's not going any higher than that. No way. So why do you need to buy it now? To try to catch that 3 points? Maybe you're right. Come on. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. That's why investors investing in fund managers just can never, in the long run, many of them succeed. Because they don't look at the market for reality. They look at the dividend yield on Exxon and they go, oh, I have to buy now. It's 4%. Yeah. And what if things get worse in the oil market? What if oil really does go to $25? I don't think it will, but what if it did? Exxon would be at $50 a share. And then maybe they cut the yield completely. Maybe you don't get a dividend. CLF is not offering any dividends. FCX ain't offering any dividends. BHP will eventually cut their dividend. I'm just saying. What do I know? I'm just saying. $101.50, that's the line in the sand. Where she stops, no dip. It's just that I would buy. That's about all I'm looking at. I just don't see any advantage here whatsoever. I hope we get pulled back to 41.35 area. That's where I want to buy. I want to rebuy the futures there. Keep in mind the DAX was up a little over 2%. So NASDAQ right now is up 2%. So, you know, we may get a pullback. I don't think we're going to be up 3% today. I guess it's possible, but not likely. Here we go. We're pulling back. Getting a nice pullback. Hopefully you get that 41.35 on the Qs. Hit that 101.50 level again. Imagine if we just reversed and went red. That'd be so awesome. Just like crush everyone in the market. Everybody bought this morning, just crush them to death. They'd be like, oh my God, the sky is falling. The sky. Go from up 2% to down 2%. That'd be an awesome move. That'd be an awesome move.
Chickadee check, y'all. I don't know. Go ahead and I dare you to ask me. Why would I short 3M and GMCR? I don't know. Take a wild guess. 2,000 pesos for the first person who guesses. Make it 10,000 pesos. What was that? 10 cents? Joe? There you go. Somebody's paying attention. You wait, you wait, you wait some more, and then you wait some more, and then wait even longer. I don't care if I don't trade on a gap up day like this. I'm looking for shorts only. And you got them. FEYE. Teva for 8 cents. GMCR for about 50 cents. And 3M just now for 40 cents. Missed the Tesla because I'm too scared to trade that stock, but another one reversed. All right, I'm going to take my Mandarin class now. Gongji. No, they don't mail. Know what that means? We don't have the codes. So in case you're ever trapped in a Mandarin country and they think you're a spy, I don't have the codes. Just remember that. I'm going to work on, I really have explosive diarrhea. I'm just looking for a bathroom. Get you out of so much trouble. No one wants to deal with the guy with explosive diarrhea. Diarrhea is a very hard word to say in Mandarin. I'm working on it right now. Just in case. Because I'm planning on taking a trip to start a class action suit against Alibaba, and I figured I better start learning my Mandarin. All right, GMCR is going to be the one that got away today, I guess, huh? Wow. Womp, 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 womp. Wow. Oh, well. There'll always be a few. And here comes another one. Pandora. That would be P. Just a word of caution with Pandora. My track record is 0. I've never made money trading Pandora, long or short, but it just did go negative, so just throwing that one out there. It's one of those stocks I don't trade. Just keep an eye on it. That would be P for Pandora. I don't know what I was thinking. I took GMCR off at right under the whole number, or the half number, I'm sorry, for a whopping 21-cent trade. Now, obviously, a lot better. I also got HLF on the map for a possible rollover. HLF, it just went negative. Had a huge move up yesterday. Again, I don't really trade HLF or Pandora anymore, but there goes your CUDA, new lows. Way to be patient. And let's revisit FEYE. Sitting there at the lows. By the way, the bet tonight is betting on the Yankees. Very difficult to get swept at home, so watch for the Yankees to win tonight, even though they're playing like crap. The system says take the home team if they lose the first 2 games of a 3-game series. It's one of those things I was taught when I was 13 when I worked for a bookie next door to me in Sheepshead Bay. It's a pretty good rule. You keep an eye on Major League Baseball. For next year, when the home team loses the first 2 games of a 3-game series, you take the home team in the 3rd game. Oh, GMCR, that worthless K-Cup company. They're selling soup and soda now. That's supposed to help the company. That's called jumping the shark. They're trying anything they can to save themselves as the stock disintegrates along with your Fitbits and your GoPros and your Alibabas. They'll all be for sale on Alibaba. You'll be able to get a GMCR, K-Cup, Fitbit, GoPro watch, camera, coffee machine soon for $4. And all that internet security that we were talking about. All right. Some of these trades have turned into monsters. Taking 20 cents on these trades were probably, well, obviously, looking back now, a dumb idea. Had 2 nice trades here, GMCR and 3M. I've never traded 3M in my life. Today was the first day. Also, I had something. There was a multi VWAP. Oh, there was a multi VWAP break on GMCR. If you take a look at that, if you guys subscribe to the multi VWAP religion, I think we could call it a religion, right? Let's actually start a religion. Come up with our own rules, commit crimes, and say we're doing it because of our religion, right? Then we can't be persecuted in America because they'd have to give us our freedom of religion, right? Just like that woman. Maybe they'll throw a party for us. So according to my religion, known as the VWAP, that's what's so terrible about this country, and that whole thing with the woman who didn't want to give the licenses to the gay marriages, and she's heralded when she comes out of prison. Come on. What that's basically saying is start your own religion, do whatever you want, and say, it's my religion. Isn't that the same thing as murdering and saying Satan told you to do it, right? What if that's your religion? I believe in Satan, and he told me to kill. Kill, kill! This country's going to hell. Speaking of hell. Anyway, son of a bitch, I just tried to short some FEYE. You talk about the Matrix, I'm living it. I mention something, it starts to work. Anyway, I'm putting together my campaign speech. I really think I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. We do have a year and a couple of months to prepare. I'd make a great president if it wasn't for all the skeletons in the closet. But at this point, getting arrested for smoking weed in the street a couple of times and a little ivory dealing, because who hasn't dealt a little ivory in their days, right? Social communarchyism. I'm telling you, it would work. We just wouldn't have any rich people behind us when we tell them that they're going to be taxed at 75% and no tax breaks for corporations anymore. And Donald Trump once again said something that was genius. If you want to build your products overseas, you're going to have to pay an excessive overseas manufacturing tax. Boom. There it is. So build your plant in Detroit or we're going to tax the shit out of you and it won't even make it. You won't even, you're not going to get any benefits. All right. GMCR is putting me to bed right here. So this was my $1,000 trade of the day. By the way, I'm not even going to look, but at 54, when it started breaking down, I can't imagine how much the 53.50 puts were for the week. Couldn't have been too much. And FEYE. All right. It's one of those days now. All right. On a day like this, when I'm just looking for shorts and I've had 3 or 4 that have worked, this is where I stop. GMCR. And I haven't even mentioned the win. And of course, the Tesla for you brave souls. Diamond Girl. Oh, one of my favorite stocks of all time reported earnings, Diamond Foods. It's down. Keep an eye on that for the next couple of days. That usually comes back. So only the biotech indicator is screaming green. VRX is my biotech indicator. When that stock stays strong, usually the entire biotech market stays strong. VRX indicator. I am. think somebody lost my sound. Can you guys hear me? Chickadee check, y'all. 1, 2. Ba ba. Well, all right. So the tragic story of the guy that I was trading with who blew his account up because he didn't want to listen to the reversals, and all he did was buy out of the money calls on takeover rumors, and he'd keep buying dips when there was no reason to buy dips. So now that he's not trading real money, he went from going 3 for 86 to 50 out of 50 trades that he did are good. It's so simple, just like my daughter last night or yesterday when she walked in the door. This is not a made up story. When she saw the stocks all red, I probably once told her this market is, insane how it crashes one day and rallies the next day. She remembers me telling her that. And she said, "Why don't you buy some stocks today? If everything's red, you know it's going to be green tomorrow and you're going to be punching everything in the house." And I was like, if I didn't care about money, maybe I would. It's so much easier to trade. That's what paper trading is so much easier. You're down $450. Shit, buy another 1,000 shares. It's just paper. And the stock goes up $1 the next day. Oh, you're a genius. Look at me. But you can't do that in real life. That's why I'd rather see people trading 5-share lots just to really see. If you're going to paper trade, you have to act as if it's real. That's the hard part. Like Tesla, it went negative, rallied up $1. So in the real world, chances are you might have got stopped out or panicked or taken that loss. In the fake world, you would have shorted more. And then when it went down 2 points, you're a genius. When you don't have that feeling of, oh my God, what if it gets worse? It's much easier to trade. Like the stock blew. He wanted to short that about 75 points ago. See? I think it went up 12 points first. I'm like, you would have lost money on it. Trust me. What? It went down 20 points. Yeah, okay, because you'd still be in it. Don't fool yourself. If you're getting into this, don't fool yourself. You never know how you're going to act until your money's on the line. And that's the only thing that matters. Trust me. The only thing that matters. Why did I cover my GMCR? I was like, well, the market's strong and the stock's pulling back. I went down 20 cents at a half number. Maybe it'll bounce. That was my thought process. My thought process was right for a moment, and then it was completely wrong. But I can't say, oh, look at GMCR. I should be up to 10 grand on this chart. I should have shorted more. Yeah, like Pandora, right? So we're making money on Pandora, right? You got short at $21, right? For a little anticipation, right? So if it goes to 21.12 and you get stopped out, and then tomorrow Pandora's causing cancer in lab rats and it's down 5 points, you can't say, oh man, told you to be short Pandora. No, there's a trade. You did what you did. You live with it. Like the genius that had to, he called me 15 times to get into this MVIS. I wonder how he's feeling about that. Now I feel like he was trying to sucker me. Anyway, if MVIS gets back down to 299, I'm going to buy it. And here is the destruction of the market that everybody waited for. See? Just be patient, people. We're in a bear market. Just wait for them to start dying. GMCR, huge trade now, man. And by the way, when the QQQ did break 101.50, kind of was a trigger there, looking back, as they say, hindsight. FEYE still looks good. If you're still short, no reason to cover. And Pandora, now you're up to 12 cents. Again, I like taking 12-cent profits, especially if you got 1,000 shares. I'll take eighths of a point all day. Or you cover some here, leave the rest on at 2098 stop so you don't lose any money on the last bit. And that's it. Set it and forget it. Market ain't going anywhere without Apple. Come on. Look at this. 2 points off the highs, man. Yeah, this is a healthy market because everybody needs to own an iWatch. What I'd like to do is buy stock in those hoverboard things because those are going to be hot for like 6 months. And then we short that stock if it was a stock. Hoverboards. It's like the Segway without the stick. Everybody's loving them. Oh, Lordy. Do you guys hear me? I put the microphone on a different spot. All right. This day is turning out to be just another frustrating kind of day because I covered everything, and the only other one I had on my list that I didn't do was, if you take a look at Bristol Myers. Bristol Myers. Usually I'll take a shot if something's getting weak and it breaks that whole number. That's what I'll put on a little bit and then see if it works from there. Oh, this market's going down. Oh, poor babies who buy at the highs. Apple going negative. Oh my god. Oh baby. They never go up again. Well, Celgene is also down too since I was looking at that. Wow, there's a lot of stocks out there going bluey. Yeah, you start with a small size, so then that first jiggle, you're not too concerned, but you are watching it and you're in it, so you have that feel. Like GMCR was a bitch there for a while. I shorted it at 54 first. Wasn't doing anything. And it tried to break, couldn't break. And when it finally broke, I added to the position. And of course, don't forget, with the UVXY going up, oh, don't buy stock. Bristol Myers, BMY on the list now for a possible rollover. And I got, hey, this Pandora turned out to be a much better trade than I thought it would. You know what? Now you're up 18 cents. Take something off right now. There you go. 2080. Thank you. 2081. You want to hang on to 100 shares just to see if you can make $20 more on it? Same stocks over and over again. Pandora, FEYE, Apple might be going negative. Uh-oh. Gilead, Celgene, basically everything as we roll. Either you're done for the day or you're looking for more reversals right now, because there has been a ton already now. Only stock that was a smart cover was Teva. Wow. Stock's up $1.60 since cover. That's pretty insane. So, hey, at least that's all right. Once in a while, taking an 8-cent profit is good. I mean, I guess if you take 10 8-cent profits a day and trading reasonably, you could make about $500, which is what I try to do. And I'm not even going to say, oh, I have lost my charts. Don't tell me my business. By the end of the day, we're going to be down 250 points. That's going to scare a lot of people. Imagine this day goes red. Why can't it? Why shouldn't it? Why won't it? Right? I'm not saying it will or it can't or it will or do or don't it. Is it? Don't it? But why was the market gapped up 100 points? I mean, the NASDAQ was up 110. Why? Let me repeat once and for all. The only rallies that are real are rallies that come out of reversals from the down. Let me repeat that again. The only rallies that are real, and please, if you call a rally, if they shouldn't even call it a rally. Oh, the market should rally mode this morning. No. When the NASDAQ futures are gapped up 61 points, not a rally. It's a sucker squeeze, which led into another sucker squeeze, which that was the part that I was fooled about. But reality sets in, and down we go. Now the question is, what happens next? I have no clue. I just know Triple M, FEYE, GMCR, Pandora. I haven't even mentioned US Steel. Tesla, Win, HLF. What do these stocks all have in common? I don't know. I think they faded their gap and went negative. Take a look at GMCR, the multi-day VWAP 5380 and the 1 minute 5376, and it was going negative. That's the kind of trade where you have to put it on. You just have to. You have to. And if what I just said doesn't make any sense to you, email me at kennyglick.com, kennyglick@aol.com, and I'll come to your house. Flanum, flanum, dum, da-dum, flanum, da-dum, dum, da-dum. Well, anyway, kids, it's been fun. Oh, hey, holy crap! Look what just went -2. So here's one of those situations with my paper trading lunatic friend over here. He liked Uri yesterday, right? URI, right? So now if I tell him, well, the stock's down now to 59.67. Oh, I would have sold it. How do you know? Maybe you just sat there gawking and you didn't decide to sell. Now you're losing money on the trade. Oh, no. Oh, right. You would have sold, right? Of course you would. Every trade you did, you bought at the lows and sold at the highs. Now that it's all fake, right? You bought Uri yesterday like a champ. You held it overnight because when you don't care about money, you could hold stocks overnight in a bear market long. And then it was up 2 points, so you sold it because you're a genius. If anything, that trade was just now. URI going negative at 59.94. That was a nice setup there. Wow. Well, I could see this GMCR is going to be the trade that just ruins my week here by me complaining. Shit. One little options trade, you're making 3 or 4 times your money on this thing now. There's a very mysterious bid on Sina today. The stock is not moving. SINA. Market sold off. Baba sold off. Beat Baidu sold off. And Sina is just sitting here, hovering at the highs of the day. Why? I'm going to watch for that stock. 39.18 is your 1-minute VWAP. I'm curious to see if it gets back down to that. Ha! 53.50. I covered GMCR. Wow. By the way, I got the greatest dress for Halloween. My aunt used to be a really cool dresser back in the 70s. She had this sparkly dress. When I put it on, I looked like Yul Brynner from either The King and I or that other movie where he's dancing. Shall we dance? Bum bum bum. The King and I. Oh, and the other one is Ten Commandments. I meant to say. It's a little tight. I think I can rock it. I'll have to make a video wearing that thing soon. Oh, if anybody doesn't think Russia going into Syria to help them out is going to end poorly for everybody, yeah. Subtly, that right there is the match to light the tinderbox, whatever they call it. They're going to go in, they're going to start causing trouble, then they're going to want to take over Syria, and then we're going to have to go in and tell them they can't take over Syria. Next thing you know, people are going to be taking sides, blah, 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 and then there comes the draft, and then nuclear weapons. What? GMCR, you're killing me, fella. Man. What the hell was I thinking? Give it some room, Kenny. Hey. So solid. You ready? Because I continuously prove that I cannot trade options and the stock at the same time. It's just impossible. We've got to get you on the trigger. Or somebody. Somebody's got to be on the trigger. And what the hell is DDD? I had this stock going green before. I laughed. I was like, "This what that stock's going? Who gives a shit about DDD?" Next thing you know, it tacks on 5%. Just proves all these things are numbers and letters, and you just follow the rules. Sometimes the rules suck, but most of the time, if you play by the rules over the long haul, you're gonna be all right. The last stock. And that's one of those trades where I just didn't do it because I laughed at it. I was like, who gives a shit about DDD? Next thing you know, it's one of the best trades of the day. Percentage-wise, of course. Oh, I just missed my Mandarin class. It ends in 3 minutes. Shit. I might go for the 1:15 Kabuki class. I've always wanted to dress up like a Kabuki girl and do some dances. Learn how to massage with my feet. I think my wife would appreciate any of that. I think she'd kind of find it weird if I was dressed like a Kabuki girl. Or I guess a Kabuki guy. Either way. Kabuki class starts at 1:15.